much to both rosters, but who's finally going to get it? It's Navi, it's Vitality in Grand Finals. Mirko, Gideon, let's get Map 4 started.
Thank you, Reflections. Dear Lord, we've been waiting for this. Already our defending champions are one step away from putting their key into the totem pole, unless Navi can do something about it. Just so close, yet so far, and at the same time, at least now they don't have to worry about neutral objectives. They got the Bauman for themselves.
Unless she gets CC chain, right? That's the thing. The Bauman will win out in 50-50s, and I think Navi, they just always went for 50-50s instead of trying to zone the Bauman to make it a little bit more equal. I think right now Vitality have enough damage, they have enough burst as well to blitz it, plus they got the CC from the Atlas. Again, last game, Atlas was banned by Navi, so they couldn't take it to counter the Bauman. This time around, it's on the hands of Vivian, who already had a fantastic game on Cho.
And they want to do even better this time around. Not to mention that at least looking from Rain, looks like they have pulled yourself together to make sure that the Purify comes up a little more often. Little Wander will fall into Keishi's hands, and at this point, you're thinking, hey, with the upcoming Turtle, what would be the worst possible outcome? I think it's really if Vivian ends up dying early, or maybe they catch out Cine. It shouldn't be ideal, but at the same time, I would imagine that, like, hey, if they are able to contest or break apart that mid trio, they've got some work cut out for them.
You have to look at the pattern, though, Mr. Gideon. So far in the knockout stage, Vitality have always dropped a map, a game. Against Falcons ID, they dropped the game. They were able to take the entire series 2-1. Then we continued on to just yesterday in the semifinals where they dropped the game again against Geltech Cyber Team. But overall, we're able to take the series, and every game got more dominant than the previous ones.
Well, I mean, yes, that is true. But what happens? What if we're looking at this narrative wrong? What if they take this game away and Navi turns it 2-2? Does that still apply, or does this only apply to best of fives? What about best of sevens here?
Ooh.
Does Vitality have what it takes, especially when it comes down to these marathon runs?
That's a good one. That's a good one. It's been best of threes. That was the first one. By the way, shout out to B right there. Smug little B. I love that guy.
Smug little B.
Smug little B. Best of fives, it also was 3-1. So we'll see. Again, after getting this game, though, if they get this game, just as Reflection says, it's momentum. It's ridiculous momentum. Home turf as well. We just saw, in other titles, how home turf really plays a big role.
Yeah, it definitely helps when you got your fans literally shaking the stage with their chants.
Through the other stages as well, by the way. We hear the echoes and the shockwaves of these other titles.
It's vicious. It's really, really vicious. But at the same time, does that mean that if Vitality end up, completing history, getting that title run, that next year we're going to get best of 10s at that point? It's at some point, they can't just keep on winning.
They can't keep getting away with this.
They can try, but at the same time, I'm looking at Navi and I'm thinking, like, what is the mental game coming into this, right? Because it's not a matter of, did we get out macroed here? It's like, no, it's just bad starts at the game, and unfortunately certain holes in our draft, and somehow they keep on getting underneath the skin.
Yeah. It's just these little things, I think the experience as well. Obviously, Navi coming into this, 2 new members from the previous lineup that we saw from last year and even from 2024 when they won with Smart Omega Empresses. So it's entirely different. You have these members who are less experienced, who are finally now understanding how it feels to go up against seasoned veterans in Vitality who've been through it all, won the very first MWI, and then after EWC lost it, but then reclaimed their throne just last year.
At least from what I see from game to game, we're seeing more efficiency with their abilities. They need certain guarantees, and it's good that they have target priority. It's like, okay, we got to make sure that at least Vivian is going to go down when we commit. And they use 4 ultimates. All right, following game, 3 ultimates. Hopefully we get somewhere close to 1 or 2, ideally to make sure that it gets a little bit more evened out. But by then, Team Vitality are already at high heat. So at this stage, now that we're already thinking about it, maybe they could look to punish a different angle. Maybe even better, they start flipping the draft on them to make sure that their adaptations is always 1 step behind.
Honestly, if we're just looking at the drafts, game 2, I really thought it was going to be Navi's win.
I'm not going to lie, I thought the exact same thing.
And looking at this composition, I honestly see how Navi can win. I would give the advantage a little bit over to Navi in this game, just because there's no one to assassinate. This Ling, I expected to come out game 2. Game 4, they pull it up here against a Lilia who has black shoes, against a Moskov who should be able to just jump out of the Tempest of Blades and also pinning her down. A Glue, Bauman, Alice, those are self-explanatory.
Yeah, and I mean, both of them, and they even went with Purify. Not even Flicker, Purify, just in case they get hit by the Tempest of Blades for whatever reason, or even better, get hit by, well, Atlas as well. I mean, the Fatal Link Split is going to be really deadly and something that they have to keep in mind. But I'm curious, who's Mirai's target at this point? Obviously, you want to go for Ling if you can, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like a bad idea actually getting on to someone like Esmeralda and completely pulling her away from the fight.
And I think in this game particularly, this Glue is going to have to itemize a little bit more defensive, because if you go for the classic Cursed Helmet into Glowing Wand, or heck, Glowing Wand first, there's a ton of damage that will obliterate you before you can even go for the mount.
They got to keep a lot of things in mind here. Thank God for the Vitality fans maintaining the energy in here, making sure that nobody is going to get a little sleepy or getting bored in that audience, especially with a chant like that.
These French fans, man, these Vitality fans, they are something, certainly. Their energy throughout the day, they've been like this all the way from the morning.
It's consistent, and I love that so much. We're from Southeast Asia, and even then, some people, they got to start cycling out the super fans. Look at that trophy.
I'm just
You're taking it all in.
Taking in the atmosphere, that trophy with the crowd all chanting. I want to learn some of those chants, man.
By the end of today, we got to at least get one chant down. I don't even know what exactly the chant is. I'm trying to figure it out.
It's in French.
It's in French?
It's in French.
Oh, no wonder. Oh, no wonder. But even so, I love the energy. Let's look at some of the tournament stats here so far, especially for Vival. One of the big standouts here for her performance with a KDA 5.38, 25 total Lords, and 27 total Turtles with a 666 GPM. I think that's so far the most impressive hero pool that we've seen.
I think it's very impressive if we take into account the fact that she's been playing on utility jungle for the most part. Only a handful of Assassin games and we're back in the land of Dawn.
Okay, here we go. It looks like the game state hasn't changed too much. No major advantages and no first bloods. Once again, keep in mind that Sydney, every single time that I say, hey, Selena, if you don't hit those arrows, it's going to be useless. Sydney somehow is able to make it collide to the right target. It's almost magnetically.
Yep. Just hold on to my mid lane. Got that Abyssal arrow landing constantly, man. It almost feels like a target skill when she's on it. So weird.
It's strange. Maybe the hitboxes just double up. I don't know. But at this point, here we go. We haven't seen a first blood, and we're expecting at least something here on the first turtle take.
Yeah, Vivian's on there as well. They're trying to delay this for as long as they can because they know, I don't think... Oh, what? Fumieko with the steal, the retry! Oh, a disaster to the start of the game. They're able to pick up some kills at the end of the day right now, but the turtle didn't go to Navi. Fumieko gets another on top of the turtle, and now it's Rain. Who's next for Fumieko? How? What happened?
Oh my God. I think if we pull up the replay, I'm fairly certain Keishi got hit by the falling star move. Vival got in quickly and retreat, and it was just the auto attack.
We need a replay of that if we can, you know.
Oh, thank you, Zipper. Thank you. Here we go. Keep your eyes open. Okay. Hits.
Oh, it's the Abyssal arrow!
No way! Every single time you count out this Selena, somehow squeezes out the perfect amount of value.
Oh my God, it's a target lock ability when it's on her, man. How does she find that? Literally threading the needle!
In the middle of...
my God.
People literally weaved it through. I don't know. I got no explanation for it, but great play. No matter what, they still nail... Oh boy.
That's the thing, right? On the glue, when you're up against a Ling, just Tempest of Blades and oh my God, Fumieko, you stole a turtle already. Calm down. Calm down now. We don't want an orange buff take.
Oh, they're going to be trying to try and get as much as they possibly can at this stage, but I'm more worried about Rian here, because again, going to be thinking about the cross-map plays. That's the beauty of this Moskov. Obviously, you're able to kind of pin that lane down, but at the same time, if you're not causing that cross-map play, how are you going to do it? Or they can even set it up as a bait to maybe cause Vival to go down and commit to something.
And that's what we were talking about for the Bauman earlier in game number 3. We're like, if you can CC her at the right time, then the lethal counter shouldn't be an insta-win on the retry. And that's exactly what Vitality do Though I really thought it was going to be more on Turtle 2 when Atlas gets the Fatal Links. Turns out, nope. With the Abyssal Arrow, it's pretty good. Mirai goes in on Vivian. Don't think it's going to be a mount. It's just a bit of poke onto Vivian with the rest of the team as they go and contest for Turtle 2.
Yep, they just got to slap him up here. And look at this. I just love the fact that Navi's already prepared on that purple buff.
Yeah, Falling Star Moon in the back line now onto Keishi, forcing Rihanna away. Again, it's going to be the retreat from Vivo. They zone her perfectly now. The top of the blaze lands. 3-man knock with immobilization lands with the slams on the pass. And Vivo won't be able to get on Rain. It's a 1-for-1 with the turtle on the hands of Vitality. Now Asini goes up to try to help Vivo.
Dangerous game here for both sides. Keishi, unfortunately, that lethal counter was just a little short. Couldn't get it past it as Vivian pulled her away in the middle of that fight. Vitality's already looking in pretty good shape here, but now this 1.3k lead, we should know what to expect at this point. We've already seen it happen 2 games in a row now.
And you can't even blame Keishi. You got a Falling Star Moon that you got to dodge. You got Vivian who's constantly on you, and the rest of the team, they were trying to peel too. It's just they don't have the resources to peel. This is kind of a composition made to dive, made to look for damage, especially Ayanami. It's just tough because Vivo can just pop in Tempest of Blades, orange buff, there you go. It's a take with a lethal counter.
That's what you want to see. But unfortunately for Balmon into the Ling matchup, it starts to become a lot harder once Vival is in a position where she's 2 levels ahead of Keishi. Every single time you want to take a buff, as long as I can force you to use your ult on your buff, you ain't touching mine.
Look at the shove from Chell. Double lane for Rian, trying to get closer. Finding a way to close the gap on goal. Chell, though. Oh, this is a greedy move. She gets it, and the VMI back, despite the Spear of Misery.
Nicely done, nicely done. It's all these small little wins that are just going to start stacking up. Hopefully, it's not going to cause that mental damage again, which Vitality, they know how to apply, especially with the way that they play the game in the late stages, how they chokehold their enemies. But now, I would imagine that Vitality, ideally, they need to start getting this lead back. And so far, we do see that Rain getting zoned out by Fumieko pretty early on into this bout, as there's only 10 seconds left until the next turtle.
Ayanami, oh man, Cindy's just so aware. Spots her instantly with a trap. Ayanami forced out of the bush. Lethal take already earlier for Vitality. That gives a little bit more vision to the rest of the team. Navi got tempo in the mid lane.
They're going to have to dance around for a little bit. They didn't set enough of this traps. Asini is going to hold on to it for now. They don't want to have the perfect position around this turtle because there's no reason to be around this turtle at this point of time. And wait, hold on, bottom side.
Ooh.
Looks like Rian, you're taking a good chunk of that Blazing Duet.
City, it's going to be dirty if you land it. The SOD lands, but oh, whoa, Rian goes for a Vival. Sees the angle. Oh no, Rian in the bottom lane. 3 members coming around, and it's City who picks up the kill. Navi weren't even on the turtle, so it gives Vitality a way to still respond to this.
They have hope. They got to clear this out really, really quick. No fixed points as well.
Fatal Link knocks her up again. This time it's Keishi who still secures it. Gets a double on the whack as well.
All right. At least Navi was able to get something off this. Yes, it did come at the cost of a little bit of scaling time, but it's not the end of the world. And City just trying her best to get away from the scenario that Rain is trying to force upon her.
No flicker. Uh-oh. The trap lands. City gets an arrow as well. Now it's Vimal with a walk up too. He's going to go on to Rian. Tempest of Blaze ready. Rian just spawns. She just got back in lane. And she is dead. City gets traded over. But I think for now, Vitality will think that was already a lost cause on the Selena. So we get one on top of it.
Outplayed. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it. City, just great awareness overall. Set it up perfectly for Vival. And that's exactly what you want to see. Especially when you know, hey, I'm playing Selena. My usage isn't to be consistent damage. I'm a little bit of burst, and I don't scale very well in the late game. But you will love these stuns.
Rian doesn't like it. I don't think Navi likes those stuns, man.
I mean, Rian could have purified out of it, so...
She's got to hold it, man.
She's got to hold it still.
Listen,
if it's Abyssal Arrow, don't
true.
use it. If it's Fatal Links, that's when you use it.
Yes. Because if
it's Falling Star Moon,
there's just too many layers.
There's too much. Ideally, it all comes down at once, and hopefully you don't die. But like you're praying at that point.
Oh god. I mean, at this point, even attempts to blaze, you're gonna have to purify out of, right? Like the knockup itself might kill you, and if it's an arrow doesn't land, but it's zone Ayanami away, just enough for Chell to pick up a turret up top. And you have to take a look at this. Rian, the 2 deaths have set her behind so much. 2-level lead earlier. Rian finally gets to level 10, but that means Oh my god, these arrows are point click.
Yeah, they are point and click. Let's pull up the eye. Whoa, hold up. What is going on here?
Vivian's just having a bit of fun on the Atlas, you know?
Trying to open up the map through the mid too? I mean, like, you're trying for a lot here. Navi has seen that 3 games in a row. I don't think they're going to let it happen 4 times.
Well, at least, you know, on the perfect match, you get a damage reduction as well. On the Cho earlier, she got bursted down in the late game. Yeah, I'd love to see the items as well. I agree. I want to see Rian and Chell. Specifically, it's a 1,000 gold lead between the two.
Thank you, Zipper. Really appreciate it. Two items to 2 here. At least the house call is already done. Starly and Scythe finished already for Cine. But generally speaking, pretty even overall.
Oh, about to be a 1-item advantage for Vivo. Already on the way to the endless battle. So these boys up front. I have breath there. Won't be too beefy anymore with the endless battle. That's true damage that Vivo's going to be able to do.
Once again, the dancing begins. And this is where it's going to get really, really difficult because Chell, once the Trinity is already complete, will be able to kind of just soul. They can just hold it hostage for as long as they want. Wow, as you can see, on the opposite end. They have to respond to this. Last time Navi lost all their inhibitors, they dragged it out about 30 minutes, and even then still couldn't get back into this game. So it's better to save the early mid before we get to that point.
And it's just going to be the constant dash over from Vitality, dancing away with the Lord, utilizing Cine to clear down below with the Season Hunter, I guess, bro.
I guess.
Anything works.
They gotta make it happen, but it's not enough of a threat for Navi to care about it. And it looks like, honestly, this is getting under the radar. Rian's in a position holding mid and still being able to clear that bot side. But let's see if it does start to force whether this SOD connects.
What did Vitality do? Did he pull the trigger on a fight, on a skirmish? Vivo's losing a ton of HP already. Vivian, perfect match onto it.
And also
the back line. Oh, wait, Vivian just goes for the knockout. That's going to be the Lord secured already. The SOD lands, but you shouldn't take it. Vivo already got it. Great zoning by Vivian as she survived.
Yes. Oh wait, Rian did eventually take it for some reason and decided, you know what, I don't want to push down on that bot side. I got to go save that top side instead.
I thought it would be better to get a tier 1 in the bottom lane instead of SODing into a 4v5, but now Vitality, they, well, should be happy with that. No trades at all. Navi don't get any gold in their pockets from that.
And they also got the battle spells out of the most important targets, the main engagers for the side of Navi, and I think that's why Vitality is a little like, oh boy, we gotta be a little careful, right? If their engage is too strong or hits too many of us, it's already over, so if it only hits one of us, we can counter-engage.
So now with the Lord bottom lane, Vivian's gonna walk up on Ayanami. Just opening up the map, the Ling's up top. Vivo's doing such a fantastic job. They're gonna siege in mid. Mirai can't defend it. There you go. I thought she was gonna walk up there.
I thought she was gonna walk up there too. But at this point, at least now that the Lord has already been taken care of, they now need to worry about that second wave that's about to collapse here. Okay, forcing the fight.
Donor Ruin and the SOD lands as well. Vivian goes in for the big fatal links. The Abyssal Arrow doesn't land, but now it's gonna be the re-engage from Fumieko. Oh! Good Spear of Misery onto Vivo. She's gonna be zoned away by Rian right now, as that's the chase onto Fumieko, who's still able to escape. The Abyssal Arrow landed earlier. Vivo now caught in the bad spot. Tempest of Blades, dodging away from the lethal counter.
Nicely done by Navi. A successful defense, and we know they've been put in these positions many times before, but the gold lead is honestly negligible at this point. 3.5k as we're about to get into the later stages of the game. Once you're past 42,000, that means all of your core should have the correct amount of core items to start brawling out with everybody else. The major leads that we've seen, Fumieko, crazy amount of damage dealt already. More than Chell, more than Rain.
3.5k gold lead for Vitality, but it feels like a 10k gold lead. They're holding every single position on the map. Navi are just stuck under this tier 2. Mirai's doing a good job at least, you know, but it's kind of like the roamer's job now for Vitality. It's just freezing up the waves.
Okay. Immortality down, and Vivian's dead.
Did we just say classic Vivian or what? I mean, this has happened twice.
I think it has to be classic Vivian. Don't worry. But honestly, it comes at almost little to no loss. It's not like it was a fat shutdown anyways.
Flicker.
Yeah, and
which is pretty big.
Well, that is true. I can't... Ooh. Is that unforgivable? I'll forgive it in like 96 seconds.
Lord's going to be up in 15, though. Vivo's doing a good job again, just shoving in bottom lane, stopping Navi from getting any capitalization, any conversion on the objective. Vivo, whoa, this is greedy from Vivo.
Oh.
Wait a second.
It's okay, it's okay. Tempest
Oh
Ablaze
my
will get
god,
her
she
out.
still got it with a retry.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the funniest part, because now that the lethal counter is out, all there's left is Keishi's retribution, so they just have to wait it out.
20 seconds, Keishi's trying to burst it down. The Missile Arrow lands, Cine can go for a bit more poke now as Navi go for the gamble straight up on the Lord, but Fumieko is going to do a good job falling Star Moon to the back line right now, zoning them in the back, forcing the slap down to pass, and now Cine walks up with the Missile Arrow. 8 seconds for the retribution on Vivo. Ayanami with walk up again, Vivian doing a good job zoning. Perfect match, Keishi walking up again, that's a concealed Chell. Pops in a Purify, oh, that's a lethal counter already used. Big resources now as Vivo goes over to Tempest Ablaze. Cine making it awkward again. Going up against him and throwing a ruin and Chell. Pops in Blaze into wet. That's Fumieko shut down. Chell goes down as well.
Vivo.
Triple kill for Keishi.
Oh, the SOD does not connect. Luckily, gets canceled out at the right time. Finally, Navi get a fight in their favor. Oh, man. Imagine a world. Abyssal Arrow takes it away compared to a lethal counter retribution. That would sting.
That would sting for sure, but Navi play it well in that skirmish. Rian just in the back, utilizing the Spear of Misery for when Vitality jump, when they pounce on Navi, and I think that's the right way. I think all this time Navi have been trying to just jump in where they should be kiting back with this composition.
Well, I mean, jumping in and kiting back, it really depends on the angles, right? Because they're trying to push them into Ayanami, but at the same time still maintain presence with Mirai. So really, what do they want to get achieved? They need to make decisive choices as they crack open the mid-tier 2.
Oh man, they're still walking up right now. Tier 2 in the mid lane gonna fall. Navi able to crack open this tier 2 in the mid. Tier 2 up top as well. They're gonna shove it in with the Lord. Chell, oh, risky move without Purify. Conceal coming out from Navi. Slash them to pass in the back. Fatal Links only landing on one. Now throwing a ruin. Catching them, immobilization. Fumieko bursted down by Rian. Chell's dealing with the wave right now. Cine walks up as well. That's Chell with Blazing Duet onto the wave. Lord gonna be taken down right now. Vivian taken low.
Yep, they're still going for it now. The Tempest Blades now hits onto 4, and they still can't seem to push them out. To the waves, there's just nothing left to give. And Navi say, you know what? Even if the second waves comes in, it's just too much pressure. We're gonna have to back up here.
800 gold lead now for Navi. That lead that Vitality have been building up, that 3,000, completely gone. And I gotta say, 90 seconds have passed. I still don't forgive Vivian.
Would have been nice to have. Would have really been nice to have that flicker. No matter what, it just goes to show that every little resource makes the difference. No flicker on Vivian, but not Ayanami able to flicker to close and get right on top of Shell after a Purify. There's just so many different layers that we have to keep account for. And I think even for Navi and as well as Vitality, it's basically an info dump on all sides.
I think one of the biggest wins though for Navi wasn't just cracking open a base turret up top, but it was the purple buff mainly, taking it away from Vivo. Now takes her out of the equation, at least with dealing with the waves and the sides. Now it's Rian free on the sides, piercing through that turret onto Cine, throwing a Ruin onto Vivian. CC me with a perfect match now, Fatal Links, oh my god! Without the Blazing Wind and the Wind of Nature as well. That's the all-in right now, so Fumieko walks up, Rian with a dash and forward, gets caught by Chell a bit. Fumieko still there, and now she gets hurt.
Okay.
Vivo.
Oh, they want more play, the Tempest coming down!
Oh my god, Vivo, Ray with the shutdown! And a good flicker out from Mirai. Wind of Nature saves the day. Vivo is down, and it's 17 seconds for the Lord to spawn for Navi.
Dude, I get it. It's like a slightly awkward fight. Like everybody is flickering just a little bit earlier than they probably should, and abilities are coming out just a little bit later than they need to be. It's a battle of margins at this point, and they're all trying to think, hey, I gotta predict when you are gonna use that dash more than reacting to it.
Vitality is still trying to go for it. Vivian walks up. They dealt with the wave in the bottom lane. Vivian's gonna go for the lockdown on Keishi. It's the Frozen, but no Fatal Links. Now they go on Ayanami. Lethal counter entry, SOD lands, throwing a Ruin. Locks Vivian down, and now it's a flicker out again. A conceal now. Ayanami doesn't want to give up on the chase. The Abyssal Arrow doesn't land. Oh my god, Vivian gets away with a sliver of health.
Literally 1 HP, and Vitality in a position that's not exactly in their favor anymore. Navi, in a while we've seen in these past couple of games, after taking so much punishment, This is the closest they're going to go to try and get a second game to equalize it against Vitality. And that should stop the momentum.
And they got the Evolved Lord. Vitality already struggled clearing out the Lord earlier, and it was with this kind of composition. Again, the Selena not great to clear the Ling as well. Throne of Ruin, only landing into the front, but now, oh my god, the lethal counter spear victory!
It connects, and now they're gonna go for the end game.
Big CC! Abyssal Arrow landing in the back line now. Chell popping blazing into an and Wind of Nature. Wind of Nature responded over by Rihanna's balls. The Black Shoes gets choosed up by Ray, but Cine is able to crack open Immortality. Now the Abyssal Arrow again. Chell jumps back to the BMI as the Lord is gonna still be on the base. It is Navi that equalized the lead.